Yes, fellow Nigerians across the globe, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. I am George Onyibe. I am from Agbo. Agbo is in Delta State and Edo State, and Agbo is not Igbo. This morning, I want us to look at a message I simply titled, The Three Main Reasons Why we should not destroy, why we should not fight the Igbo Biafra people, who are actually our enemy to every ethnic group in Nigeria. You don't need to fight to destroy them. There are three reasons. First of all, let me remind you that if care is not taken, the next generation of our people, only God knows what they will turn into. Their moral is so disgusting. Their values is inhuman. And I don't know. And only very few of them are struggling and trying to live by the principle of dignity their parents have taught them. But there are so many criminal-minded, mischievous people out there, like the Igbo Biafrans. It's concerning. Our young men now breed their head because we applaud them. They wear earring. To them is faction. They love 419, Yahoo, because the society now applaud them, not because of how they made their money, but because they have the money. So anything goes. It is concerning that a few who work very hard, politically, religiously, socially, economically, and all the wise, you ridicule them. Well, the Creator will know how to shape in the world when it's time. And now, having said this, I promised yesterday that I was going to rebroadcast my yesterday message because a lot of things was out of order. But I do not intend to leave any message behind that is steadily intercepted, interrupted, without you being able to relax and get the full scoop of my message. And actually, I do not delete my message. There are areas I am wrong, there are areas I am right, but I know of the truth that nobody is infallible. We're all subject to mistake. What it matters is how you confront your weakness, how you humble yourself and admit that you are wrong, because you can't be wrong and get right. And so I actually apologize and pre-informed you people that I was going to delete that broadcast. Not because there is something I said there that I will not repeat this morning, and because I wanted the Igbo Biafra who want to record it and keep it for me for future reference to do that, please. And at the same time, I want those of you who are attracted to sincerity, to transparency, to justice, to fairness, to equity, to calling good, spade, to understand the reason behind it. It's not as if I owe anybody explanation, but for record purposes. And so coming back to our message this morning, we have found ourselves in a country where certain ethnic groups have turned themselves to become problem. They have mastered the art of the imperialist. They sell their own people, sell anybody sellable because of money. Every ethnic group in Nigeria has been trying to move on their own. But these people are everywhere. This Igbo Biafra. Everybody must be Igbo. Everybody must be Igbo. Everybody must be Igbo. And trying to be, you can't force us to be Igbo. But that is not just it. In trying to do this, they are going to the search engines. From the encyclopedia to the Wikipedia, to the Google, to the AI, every search engine, so many of them, to re-edit history, improving on the damage done to the history of Africa, our people, by the imperialists. They are upsetting the balance completely. This should be of a concern, because anybody who writes your history has the power to manipulate your history and deceive a whole race. Not just you. They can deceive the whole world. They will manipulate the history to the detriment of your people and in their favor. And today, our new generation don't know the achievement of our fathers. We do not know our heritage. We know nothing about our cultures anymore, not to talk of tradition. It's those people who will uphold our values? No, they are your worst enemy. Anybody distorting your history, anybody writing your history is your enemy. We do the writing. You don't tell me who I am. You can only tell me who you perceive that I am. I am that I am, and I will tell you who I am. I know what I can do and what I cannot do. And so this makes these Igbo Biafra people enemy of our people. Let me explain before we look at the three things why you should not destroy them, having known that they are your enemy. Don't bother to kill them. There is a reason. There is a young man known as Sunday Olise, a Nigerian footballer. He came out one day, for reason best known to him, and said, I am not Igbo. I am from Abavo. Abavo is a Car land. We are descendants from Benin. Till today, Sunday Olise, you don't see them hyper him. You don't see them talk about him. He's their enemy. They are waiting for the right time to strike him. But is it Igbo people that will tell us who we are, or we are the one to tell them who we are? That is one. There is a guy who is from Ebake, also a car man. He's a musician. For so many years, people thought he's a Benin man. Of course, descendant from Benin. But nobody said anything. But he's a Igbo man. And all of a sudden, since Ibaki people are now Igbo, according to them, they are now saying, don't you see this musician? What's the name of this boy again? I just forgot his name. Don't you see him? He's an Igbo boy. He's an Igbo boy. To eat the glory of our people. There are a lot of progressive-minded people, achievers across the globe, who are actually not Igbo. But by the virtue of association and assimilation introduced by the imperialists, we never said anything. I blamed my fathers. We never challenged it because we felt it was not necessary. Now we have seen it is necessary. And as you already seen, they started this journey by distorting the mind and the mentality of my people from fighting for Anyoma State. And I'm telling you, it may take another 20 years before any group of Anyoma people will fight for Anyoma State again. Do you know why? Because Igbo people helped Ned Nwoku to compromise the process. Ned Nwoku is not an ignorant person. He knew that we have been asking for Anyoma unification. We have been fighting to forge a front in order to be recognized as ethnic group. We have been struggling to harmonize the process of this descendant of Ikumeku, this descendant of warriors who have found themselves in a particular area, who are actually aborigine to where they belong. We've tried to forge a future for ourselves. For over 80 years now, we've been struggling with this idea, but nobody's killing anybody. Before the creation of Ebonyi State, before the creation of Akwa Ibom State, we have started fighting for the creation of Anyoma State, all to no avail. And then all of a sudden, somebody in the political arena, supposedly representing the interest of Anyoma people, boom, in the floor of the Senate, appeal to Nigeria. Oh, please, create Anyoma and dash it to Igbo people. Something is out of order, I should say. And while we are trying to recover from that shock, considering the level of education these people are exposed to, and choose to play dumb, money is truly powerful. But there are a lot of things that makes money insufficient. And that is why where we come from, we use money. Money don't use us. And then all of a sudden, this Igbo Biafra moved ahead. Colombi one Ikwere man, also a senator, Mbata, and said Ikwere is ethnic group. That is still causing crisis against the Ikwere, among the Ikwere people. And now he's going to be responsible for the atrocity of Igbo people, maybe for 4 years or depending on the tenure of his. But they're trying to prove a point that Ikwere is Igbo, Anyoma is Igbo, all of us must be Igbo. But if you're listening to me as Agbo man, dodo ni ndị akenenyi, ndị nedienyi, ndị ibenyi, ndị obienyi, oge ruelu nu ejipu ha kumekwu okwu. O mere ewu ndị Igbo, sharpu nọ n'ụgwọ enyi na-ewu ndị Igbo nu. Ibu men oruelu ogu nu je ijema azụ da n'anya ego, unu agwa mazi wene enyi wu ndị Igbo. Anụnụ agwa enyi na-ele ndị Igbo. Mba no. Ejabu kimofo nyanya mpiamare no, elunu ke dufiz enyi nu. And that is by the way. And so those of you, for the sake of money, who are jumping, we are Igbo, you are Igbo. These people want to destroy us. These Igbo Biafra people, they want to use Anyoma people as their foot soldier, and they want Ikwere people to access the Atlantic Ocean. Wike did not oblige. And so Wike is their enemy. It's how they tell you, Opobo is Igbo, Opobo. It is not the interest of Igbani people. And so trying to distort our history proves that they are enemy. But this is the purpose of this broadcast. Why we cannot destroy them. Number one, you cannot destroy them because they are there to teach you. You must learn. If you destroy them, you will not learn again. Look at the level we have gone to. We have learned. We're almost becoming invincible. Go and ask them in their inner cackle. I am their nightmare because I can predict them, because they are predictable. I know how they function. I know what they are doing now. The reason they have not come for me, because they know they will not go scot-free. My people will not leave them. Mark my word. The second reason is that Yoruba and Hausa have not aligned with them to come for me. The moment they do that, they will come for me. But I'm their destiny and I'm their doom. They will never make that mistake again in their life, except I lie against them. Don't you see how they disappeared their brother Ijele? And so they have taught us a lot. You couldn't imagine me on Radio Biafra. Everybody is Igbo. Igodomi godo Igbo. Agadami gada Igbo. Igbo, 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 Igbo. Igbo, 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 Igbo. It's not as if we do not know the truth. It was supposed to be a decoy to present the true message. A distraction to get everybody's attention and then deliver the message of hope. But little did we know, it's all about money to them. We have learned that everything they do, beware. Once money is involved, you must be betrayed. Avoid Igbo Biafra. When it comes to issue of money, anywhere around the world, my guy, eat with a very long spoon. You never know. We learned it. Today, I am not moved by insult. I am not moved by derogative words. I develop a defense mechanism, immunity for it. Because they will badmouth you. They will curse you. That's what they do to themselves. Useless man, illiterate, ignorant, drunkard, uncompleted building. They will say all manner of things against you. People will avoid you. But I can't reject myself if you reject me. I develop defense mechanism and I accept every insult. I learned it from them. And I know that when there is a problem in Nigeria, the Igbo Biafra are the first to begin to shout, the government is bad, Tinubu is bad, everybody is bad, Nigeria is a problem, there is a terrorist. Go and check. They are the founders of those things. I do not know why they hate Nigeria. But someone has told me that they said they will revenge for what happened in the Nigerian Biafra war. Maybe that is what they are trying to do. But they want to use us as a shield. That is the problem. Let them come out and revenge Nigeria. But no, they want to use us as their shield, as they did during the war. I'm coming. We have learned. So no matter the amount of money they spent, no matter the confusion they initiate, instigation, they will never put through. We have learned. We have learned that they know how to play game blame game. The very problem they created, they will blame victim. Look at how they are marginalizing us. Oh, they are suffering us. Nigeria hate us. But they are the responsible for that problem. We have learned that each time they want to kiss us, they want to embrace us, we'll first of all consider what they are looking for. Is it our crown or is it our heart? And eventually, we know they're not interested in our heart. It is our crown they are coming for. And now we know. We now have learned from them that we must remain doggedness. We must remain unmovable. And we must do everything necessary. They will not, because they do not back down. But that thing they are looking for, they will get it. And now we have learned. What else? You know, David actually said, "Thou hast prepared a table before me in the presence of my enemies." Why would God do that? He needed the enemy to teach David a lesson, to make David stronger, more purified, ready to forge a nation that is supposed to give glory to God. And then one will begin to wonder, "Thou hast prepared a table before me in the presence of my enemies." There is a reason. Not just so that they will teach you, so that when David finish eating, they will pack out the plate. They will not benefit from it. And so Igbo Biafra people, you see all these things you are trying to do, you are going to develop our place. And you will be betrayed because you will betray yourself. Listen to that verse very well again. "Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemy." And Nyoma is going to rise from her ashes. South is going to rise from her ashes. All the minority ethnic group in Nigeria are going to rise from their ashes because we have been burnt down, honestly, systematically, politically, religiously, and otherwise. We've never complained. But this push of the Igbo Biafra will bring an end to us. And now we already know the truth. We will resist you at every level. And so the table he prepared is the natural resources all of you are feeding on. It is that thing you want to collect from us. That is the table. Eating our glory, stealing our heritage, our culture and tradition. That is the table. But you see why? A Bake will give you a shock of your life. Ikwere will give you a shock of your life. All these Igbo people you are trying to Colombi that they are Igbo, they will give you a shock of your life. We have not even started. Uguta now have started saying the truth. And as I'm talking to you, in Nnewi, they have started rising up. They contact me regularly. And one of them said, "I listened to your broadcast, and this is what I discovered." They used to call it Obaji, Nnewi. Along the line, they removed the Obaji and changed it to another Nnewi. He said because that Obaji, Nnewi, could trace us back to Benin. But we are still reviewing all those now. We can't jump out now and say, "Oh, Nnewi people say they are Igbo." Not all of them. What of Idu Oba? Obidio Obienu, tell us the history of Idu Oba. Because all of you were ratomatized and bamboozled that you are Igbo. You now become Igbo. And you are now joining them to destroy us as you have been destroyed. Ogedo ononanya, you will be betrayed. "Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemy." He didn't say kill my enemy. Nobody should kill Igbo Biafra people. Nobody should bother themselves about them. Only checkmate them. Because when we finish eating, they will pack out the plate. This will only happen because they will always betray themselves. And the moment they betray themselves, based on the way we reason, my people reason anti-clockwise, they will catch you. That is why we are doing what we are doing. And when they catch you, they will never forgive you. We know you are buying guns in Edo State. Nnamdi Kanu told you. We kept some gun in Edo State. It's not only Edo State. He didn't know when he made that comment. Igbo Biafra people, all those their people in your community, they have bought gun, they have secured position. Their own is that if it happen one day, they will descend on us. And we, on the other hand, we are telling our people and we are carrying surveillance on them. We do not know the policeman to go and meet. We do not know the army man to go and tell. We do not know the judicial system to go and meet. We do not know how to petition them, because the clause of Wazobia will always dismiss what we say, and it will help them to improvise. But that thing you are doing, those guns you are buying in our community, that gun now, they can't say we have some gun in Edo, go and use it to kill them. That is what will kill all of you. Continue. Abo is Igbo. Abo is not Igbo. I'm coming. The second reason why you should not bother to destroy the Igbo Biafra, because the Creator, Jesus, say, love your enemy as yourself. Love your enemy as yourself. He said, love your enemy, love your neighbor, and then love yourself. But if you check, he understands that you should love yourself first of all. And then you love your neighbor. Some of your neighbor are your relative, and some are not. But enemy are enemy, whether relative or non-relative. He says, love them. Why? And if the Creator say love your enemy, why will you be the one killing them? Because the last time I checked, only your enemy will distort your history and write it in their favor. They are your enemy. Because once they destroy your history, your children will not know where they are coming from. They will not know where they are going to. And certainly, they will not know where they are standing. And so they will be confused. That is why each time we say we are from the South, Igbo people will start mocking us. Is there any geographical location known as South? But they are the one who gave us that name, Dr. Alex Ekwime. But he said, love them, love Nnamdi Kanu. All of them insulting me, love them. Why? Because he will judge them. That is his job. We can't fight God's battle. So all of you insulting me, I love you. You see, as a baby Christian, there is this chapter of the Bible I love so much. A new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another as I have loved you. If you love one another as I have loved you, by this the world will know that you are my disciples, if you have love one for another. You see, I love you, Igbo people. I love you, Biafra people. I love you, all of you trying to destroy me, destroy my history, destroy my heritage, still lower my value system, insulting my people on social media because your mouth wide. I love all of you. But if you are acquainted with your Bible, this love is not going to do you any good. Because he said, by the time I show you this love, I have handed you over to God. It is then the glorious Spirit of God will rest upon me. And the thunder that will follow you, that is the thunder that is following you now. And so I love you. It is never, I keep saying it, but you don't understand. In most cases I say, it is not your hatred that drives me. It is attempt to save through Igbo people. Those who say they are Igbo. Progressive-minded one. Because a lot of them are there. I keep calling them. Some of them are extremely good. Most especially those of them that are not born in the Southeast. Those of them who do not grow around bigotry and agitators. Those of them who are not part of this cabal. They don't reason like this Igbo Biafra. I pity them, honestly. Because Hausa man, if not this thing we are seeing now, Hausa and Yoruba thought all of us are in Yamere. We are not in Yamere. And by the time we are finished defining our position that we are not in Yamere, so you know who you are dealing with. And you are Igbo. And you are saying you are proud Igbo. Now they are proud. Now they proud or nebo proud Igbo. A people who has upset the balance. We have concern for you. That is why we love you. And then there are some of them, as I'm talking now, they are thinking of the next king. They are making call. Obiofowa, how do we go about it? We want to do your birthday. They send in 100 million. These people who have money, the richest tribe in the world, most intelligent. Of course, Obiofowa, no our person have 1 million. Why will he do? He will collect it. And then, after all, it's 30 minutes YouTube broadcast. And he will not tell you, you know, with our people, we migrated from Enugu. That's all. You get 100 million. But what they cannot count on, like what a Bake man did, is that this thing will remain as a testament against your people in the nearest future. Because when husband and wife are fighting, neighbors are not permitted to get involved, except it is out of hand. And in most cases, because of this rule, their husband and wife leave them and so then they do. The man can kill the woman can kill the man before people know what is going on. And so those of you who are not collecting money, oh, we are Igbo, we are Igbo. When Igbo descend on you, nobody will give you mouth. Before they give mouth, you are gone. Look at the southeast. Unknown gunmen have been ravaging everywhere. Unknown gunmen of Nnamdi Kanu, unknown gunmen of Igbo people. Have you seen federal government see anything? Have you seen federal government work? Now then concern, now then do Eastern security, now then do unknown government. Let them enjoy the unknown government. That will be your fate. But don't worry, we love all of you and we'll be there to save you. Because the Creator say, love your enemy. Did I not love them? I love them. That is why I've not even exposed them. That is why I'm not trying to fight them back. I'm only giving them back what they give to me. Number 2. And then the number 3, why he said, don't destroy your enemy. Pray for those who persecute and deceitfully use you. Do not kill them. Just love them, because I have prepared a table for you in their presence. Do you know ultimate reason why? They will reap what they have sown. This seed of discord they are sowing, they will reap it. Let me explain it. When the colonial master left Nigeria, or when they conquered this area called Nigeria, this was not the original official map of Nigeria. The colonial terrorists started fighting over Africa. Some part of Nigeria, the British claimed. Some part of Nigeria, the Franks claimed. But after their conference in Berlin, they decide to draw us as they draw us today. And they squashed the ancient empires. And when they came to Nigeria, they left Nigeria completely for the British. And then they left Benin Republic completely for the France, and Cameroon on the other hand for the France. And then the Britain has other places like the Ghana and so on. But let's come back to Nigeria. Nigeria was divided into 2. Because somehow, the imperialists considered the Yoruba and the Igbo and every other tribe within the South and the Southeast as homogeneous. And so they divided Nigeria into 2 and called the North Northern Protectorate and called the South Southern Protectorate. In less than a year, the Yoruba and the Igbo cannot blend. The Benin have a superior argument that brought issues, because people like Enahuru and the rest of them were at the forefront of this negotiation. And so, the colonial master said, okay, it's all right. Even 2 regions will not produce or provide environment for viable political structure. Now, since Yoruba and Igbo cannot blend, let us divide it. So the Southern Protectorate was now divided into 2, giving birth to the West and the East. Under the East, headed by Igbo. Under the North, the West, headed by Yoruba. But there were thousands of ethnic groups who are neither Igbo nor Yoruba. Some Benin people were carved into Yoruba land. Some Anyoma people were carved into Igbo land. Some Cameroon, or like the Ambazonians, the southern Cameroon, were part of Igbo land. And Adamawa State was not part of Nigeria. And then the Benin people, because they had a voice, because they are always proactive when it comes to national issue, begin to press the button. And we followed suit, because we were not benefiting from the East. Neither are the Yoruba people benefiting from the West. That gave birth to the creation of Midwestern region. We now became 4 regions. That is how we become Bender State. That is how we become Edo and Delta State. I'm coming. We were region. Now, if you check the cause of all this confusion, you will see it's Igbo Biafra people. But before the war broke out, let us go back to the eastern region. Till today, Yoruba colonized a lot of Ejo people, a lot of Benin people who cannot come out openly and say that they are Benin. A lot of Kwara people, a lot of Kogi people who are Benin descendants. They can't come out openly. Now, Yoruba colonized them completely. If you like, get angry. But you know I'm telling you the truth. That is your business. But the point now is that Yoruba is not colonizing anybody again. No. Yoruba is not shouting, Kwara is Yoruba, Ijo is Yoruba. It's only misguided ones that say something like that. Hausa has answered up because Wazobia did it to all of us. And now let's return to the Igbo. The Igbo so oppress other ethnic groups as they are still doing today, that the Ambazonia, the Southern Cameroon, the Bakassi Peninsula, these people say, no. We can't take it. The issue of minority report came up. People like Professor Ben Nwabweze, late Professor Ben Nwabweze, they know what I'm saying. And the colonial master say, okay, Ambazonia, what is your problem? Ambazonia say, we don't want to be part of Nigeria again. And then France and Britain has to negotiate. And then they told those Cameroonians sharing border with Nigeria, any of you want to leave Cameroon? Adamawa people say, we want to leave Cameroon. That is how Atiku Abubakar became Nigeria. So Atiku Abubakar village was given to Nigeria, to the north, while part of the east was given to Cameroon. So when you hear those morons telling you, we want this, what is that their country? We want Ambazonia Republic, Ambazonia. They don't have sense. They have not learned. So the Ambazonia you talk, they are fighting for freedom. Bakassi Peninsula, Southern Cameroon as you call them, the Anglophone of Cameroon or Francophone, they were under Igbo people before. They were marginalized in Enugu. They left. That's not the end. And then there is a young man known as Isaac Adakaboro, who actually grew up in Enugu, attended University of Nigeria and Nsukka. In fact, in his time, he was the student union president. He was more of Igbo man than a German. He saw the development in Enugu based on the stolen resources from his community. And one day he decided to visit Olobiri. The first place oil was actually discovered in Nigeria. When he got there, it's a shack. Till tomorrow morning, it's a dustbin, it's a toilet. And they mock us with it. Maybe they want us to lead a revolution. But we've not gotten there because we know better. When Adakaboro returned, he appealed to those in authority and said, no, the way we distribute the wealth of the eastern region, it's not fair. There is no tide road in my place. There is no drinking water. There is no good road. We have nothing. Please, you people do something. You know, they rathmatize him 1 year, 2 years, nothing happened. Isaac Adakaboro said, if that be the case, we don't want to be part of Nigeria again. Because Nigerian man, after the Igbo massacre, after the Igbo coup was in charge in the federal, Nigerian Igbo man was in charge in the eastern region. Where will he go to? He now start from the east. Aguyorun Simon Nakwe Thomas and Ojukwu bundled him and locked him up. Awono will try to speak up and say, no, it's not fair. The way we are operating, Nigeria is like oil and water that cannot miss. Aguyorun Si and Ojukwu bundled him. They lock him in Calabar and say it's sedition. Play. They have killed Isaac Adakaboro. But because of the Igbo coup that has given Nigeria on the platter of gold to Igbo people, they relaxed and took over all our life. So each time they tell you, the first educated man is Igbo man. The first vice chancellor of all the university in Nigeria is Igbo people. The first accountant general, all of them are Igbo. The first in every Nigeria. How do they get there? It is only one place you will see. The pioneer is not Igbo. That is Ahmadu Bello University. And that is because Hausa people resisted it. You know, oh, sorry, they are the most intelligent tribe. It was because Nigeria was practically in the hand of Igbo man before they add Biafra to their madness. Now, after the betrayal of everybody around them, what happened? The Hausa struck. The Yoruba supported them. And the minority cannot support them because they have had their own fair share of Igbo. Today, all of us know that there is a deliberate intention to make sure that no Igbo man get to the powerhouse. Our life can never remain the same again. When we tell you Naira, some say it's a fallacy, it is a oxymoron, it is a metaphor. Naira is never allow Igbo rule again. Never allow Igbo rule again. There was some history somebody told me about some sacrifice that was made with the coat of arms. And everything the Igbo did to pocket everybody. Who is pocketing himself? Today, they are still struggling to sabotage the economic. This Igbo Biafra. They are still struggling to frustrate Nigeria. They are still struggling to instigate one ethnic group among each other. They are still struggling to be relevant when it is not necessary. They are still struggling to for validation. Let me tell you, all this evil you people are sowing, you will repeat. And that is why I say, don't fight your enemy. When I know that what you are doing will kill you, and I have told you because I love you, I learn from you. We can't make the mistake you are making. Have you asked yourself a question? Why is it that as we speak in Nigeria today, no ethnic group is claiming anybody? We have allowed the Baki people to go for a very long time, but we know they are our brother, they are our people. You cannot divide us. But if this is what they believe is best for them, and then so be it. What about Ebeberi? What about live and let's live? The Europeans are from about 4 different descendants. Today they don't speak the same language. The British, the German, the Italians, the Francophone, all of them are from the same descendants. Are they not living peacefully? Igbo, why are you so desperately to colonize us? And for tampering with our history, you have become the enemy of our people, whether you know it or you don't know it. And the reason we are responding to it the way we are responding to you is because we know you will reap what you have sown. Where are the people that killed Adakaboro? Where are all of them? Where are the people that stopped the emergence of Niger Delta Republic? They are the same people saying, give us Biafra, give us Biafra, give us... Come and get it. No, come and take it. The same people that want to dominate everybody, control everybody, manipulate everybody. They are the one crying, oh, they are marginalizing us, oh, they are suffering us, oh. You see that game you people are playing regarding Nigeria economic, you Igbo Biafra sabotaging Nigeria economy. We are coming. A time will come, you cannot sell and you cannot buy. It has begun already. But I wish you will humble yourself. That thing you think you know, we have learned it. Is that not what Adamu Farouk said? And we couldn't read in between the line? Let me remind you, Adamu Farouk said, you see that thing Igbo people they do? We can do it. We will learn it. And we will replace them. Has it not started happening? I won't tell you how it's happening. Be fooling yourself. Oh yeah, drop your insult. Oh yeah, insulting, Agba is na Igbo, Agba is Igbo. And what happened after that? Ibake is Igbo, Ikwere is Igbo, Opobo is Igbo, Ijo is Igbo, Yorubo is Igbo, Ishakiri is Igbo, Bini people they are all Igbo, Igbo Amaka, Ancha Bundi Igbo, Ndoshi. What changed? Are you not ashamed? You practically become the object of mockery. Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. And your people can't say the truth. Because you will all alive them. But it's okay. And so fellow minorities of Nigeria, and the people of South, and other minorities across blood, my fellow Igbo people, do not worry about them. They are our teacher. For distorting the history, they prove to be our enemy. And they are only here to teach us. Let us learn. And this is where we analyze their movement. And of course, this having been said, it is not only those of us on social media that we learn. Others in the village are not learning. They don't know what is happening. If not, and this is this. We have been talking for a very long time. And we don't want to continue talking and not doing anything, because nobody takes a kingdom by words. They take it by action. And the reason these people have been able to rhetomatize, confuse, mesmerize the whole Nigeria is because they are not just talking, but they are walking. Because there is a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. Now is the time to begin to walk the path. We've taken time, created so many groups, so many forums, trying to see how to position people's mentality, because that is your greatest access. Now the journey has begun already. I sent out a link. Some of you are there doing Yahoo and the rest of the thing. You are not my concern. I drop message at interval. If you see the message, respond to it. I will have a conversation with you, and we know the next way to go. And some of you who are calling me, thank you for your time. Those of you who are there, I appreciate you, because by the time we are up to a particular number, we are going to replicate everything they are doing. We are going to replicate everything they are doing. This is not a secret. IPOB have unit, have zone, have quarter everywhere. From then, they almost destroy South. We are going to replicate it. Indigenous people's movement. We are going to have groups who tells us what is happening in their community, who report to us people who are responsible, giving us field agents. But as you know, these things are capital intensive, and I do not have that resources. If I do, I won't even talk to you. You notice I did not consult any of you to be doing my broadcast. But what the Igbo people does is that they will soon come here and say, don't mind him. He's looking for money. Don't you see his uncompleted building? He doesn't want to do it. He don't have money. He's hungry. But Nnamdi Kanu was a common barber in the UK. The South, all of us contributed money to give him, to help fight for a structure of Nigeria, a situation where we can address the issue of political imbalance. The moment he received money, he turned to a madman. He is fighting for Biafra of Igodomigodo and Agadamigada and Otodomotodo. When money came, he built a security for only Igbo Biafra people. And the rest of you, or your state for you, you are on your own. But they will be the ones say, don't give him any money. They are deceiving you. Because your money will be spent in your community. You are not going to help anybody. When we have cool-headed, progressive-minded individuals who will mind their region, we will make sure that we will stop this nonsense. 4 days before the Ibake man talk the rubbish he talk, did you not see Igbo people on bike? They chartered vehicle. They printed the banner from Anambra. They were in convoy. They entered the Ibake. They went to the venue. The hotel, the lodge. They cooked food as if they were doing party. They mounted it and gave the speech to the man to make. They spent money. There are people spending that money. You may never know them. There are people spending money. You may never know them. But it's not necessary. People need to fund it. If we had known or we had the resources, as they entered Ibake that day to cook that rice, we will draw the attention of the police. We will make sure they don't cook that rice, they don't eat that rice, they don't talk that rubbish. Let them go to the floor of the Senate and discuss that. And now, what they have done is a damage on our reputation. It's a destruction of our history. And their lowered value system will influence us. This is not who we are. And what I'm saying is that at this stage, we need people who will fund our projects. We are just society value advocate, nothing more, nothing less. And when we talk about funding now, it's not about money. We need people from inside your villages. Tell us about people from your deep communities. They need to come forward. We need to establish a link between them. All around South. We need to be in communication. We need direct update of what is happening. And so that you understand the adage that say, they will use their hand to expose themselves. You are interested in what I have just said. Look for means to get me. If you can't get me, drop message on my comment section. I will get to you. But the point is that the more we delay, the more damage they do. Check since we start talking about Biafra issue. Have they stopped? The progress from Biafra to obedient movement. Peter Obi didn't win. They left that one and then they moved from obedient movement to religious bigotry. That one did not work. They now entered Benin saga. Benin, above Benin did not attend to them. They now switch it to Asia versus Benin. Now they are living Asia versus Benin. Igbo now is their problem. But I told you before now. They started by saying that Igbo is the headquarters of people who do fake miracle. Go and check that link. They have broken it. And while I pointed it out, they now begin to use their social media warrior to say that Igbo is the center or capital of Olosho. You cannot forget that there are a lot of their content creators who have told you that Igbo is where Ndi Okite, Ndi Ezemo, chased by Soludo, have run to. And now, what they are trying to tell you now, because we did not yield, is that Igbo is Igbo. But let me tell you something before I bring the broadcast to an end. I attended a meeting in Enugu when I was in IPOB. The discussion was about how to release Nnamdi Kanu and what is expected of him. Nnamdi Kanu actually told me how to draft the letter, which I did. And as the African rep, I went to that meeting. This meeting was greased by so many Igbo stakeholders and was headed by Ohaneze Igbo, woman leader worldwide. She should be around 89 years at that time, very elderly woman. And then Nnayamudu was actually, let's say, the moderator as the leader of Ohaneze Igbo as at that time. When everybody was seated, we started introducing ourselves. And then this introduced, and then it got to my tongue, and I stood up and I said, my name is Onyema Onyibe George, and I'm from Igbo. The elderly woman could not hold it because we were not actually speaking English. It was Igbo dialect. But by the time I stood up, I said, Ahamu George Onyema Onyibe Awumonye Igbo. And the woman stood up immediately and said, Biko kwano, ndi Igbo, I was a kwandi Igbo. This thing is happening in Enugu. And everywhere was like, which means I was not supposed to be in that meeting. It was strictly for Igbo people. But what they did not understand is why will Nnamdi Kanu send Igbo man? That may be their bulletproof. And so they now speak, Nnayamudu was able to diffuse that system. That was kept me thinking. And I start asking questions. No Jomando Dede, Ndi Nedenyiwe, Ndi Buhundi Kehele Manelio, Lonopoma Jomawe. And it shocks me. But I overlook it. The same people who said in the Igbo I was a Kwandibo, and I just say, in the Igbo I see we are Igbo, different dialect, one language, different thunder go fire on. I shall see how you share different language and different dialect. Communities organize organically. You don't force it on anybody, or else it will rip itself apart. This is where I bring the broadcast to an end. But of course, I will go to my comment section and acknowledge my friends and my enemies alike. And let's see who is there, because I love insult. It's a motivational factor. This is Chukwuemeka George. Hey, Nwebo. Nwebo, nane no, ono azogwa no. Ono azogwa, ono chani ndi Igbo Biafra ripo mesiso, Chukwuemeka nwa George. Ono azonto, ndo, yori, ndano no hukwoma. Keleni m yori ni ekefon ya nogwa nwane ndị gbaka ihe n'igwe ndị Igbo nu nso gbara ihu ichiwe. I see my tete. He say, and they make it look as if Urobo, Ijo, Ishekiri are against your progress. Our complaint is exactly what the Ikwere are saying. They explained how they hired them as laborer, not minding their growth as economic migrants. But you don't understand the damage these people have done to other ethnic groups. We were not bold enough to say it before now because it looked like hate. But they have now crossed the boundary. They have done what they ought not to do. And so whatever gave them the power to insult our personality, desecrate our land, we still have such right. And we have just started, honestly. I see Ezenwa. He says, see 21st century Mumu. You are Igbo man. It is to be expected. Eze, you are Igbo man. It is to be expected. You call Hausa Janjaweed. You call Yoruba chameleon or Fonja. You call us Ndiwa Liriri. And if you say 21st century Mumu, was that supposed to make me to be ashamed? I love it. I love it. We shall know who is the Mumu in the end. Easy. Unfortunate. And who do I have here? I see Mercy. I greet you, Mercy. I greet you, Mercy. Where are they? Where are they? Insult people. Come on board. I see Uyi. You see Uyi say, okay, I think you should be talking to Eji. Now all of them put together. Mumu people. Betrayal of their own people. Very unfortunate set of people. Where are they? Where are they? No more insult. They are told everywhere. Of course, they will come later and drop their insult as usual. They are now ashamed. I'm no longer a drunkard. I'm no longer illiterate. I'm no longer jobless. I'm still living an uncompleted bit. They never even use and laugh me. Tofiakwa. May the Lord be with all of you. Have a nice day.